From Volusia to Chico, Williams Grove to Knoxville, and all dirt tracks in between and beyond. This is Winged Nation. 1 full hour of news and interviews with today's top dirt drivers. Now, your award-winning hosts, Steve Post and Kendra Jacobs.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome in. It's Wing Nation here on MRN.com, talking sprint car racing, and we are fired up. We have a great show for you, and the activities at the Marion County Fairgrounds are picking up with the Arnold Supply 360 Nationals this weekend and the FVP Knoxville Nationals coming up next weekend. Kendra Jacobs and Steve Post here. We've got a great lineup of guests. Justin Henderson going to join us, Johnny Hererra, Tyler Walker, and we're looking forward to a great program and getting set to go. Kendra, this just crossed within the last 5 minutes, though, in the on the Twitterverse.
Oh, what did I miss?
Well, our friends at KNIA, KRLS, big news out of Knoxville. It's not going to affect the Knoxville Nationals, but apparently a little dispute out there between the Fair Board and Brian Stickle, and KNIA is just reporting within the last 5 minutes that Brian Stickle, after this year's Knoxville Nationals, will resign in protest.
Wow.
So stand by, folks. It's not going to affect things in the short term, but Brian Stickle's done an amazing job out there. Don't know the details of it. A lot of times we get into these things, and there are, but apparently, according to, again, KNIA, KRLS, Brian Stickle is resigning after the Knoxville Nationals in protest. So stay tuned to that. That'll be something that will obviously be a topic of conversation over the next 2 weeks because, well, Brian's kind of been the mainstay out there for the last few years, and from where we're at, has done a really nice job. But sometimes it's challenging when you have all of those parties involved. So there's that, and that will be a topic that will be bantered about the fairgrounds for the next 2 weeks. So, but we are going to Knoxville. We're going to talk a lot about the 360 Nationals with Henderson and Johnny Hererra. But Kendra, of course, we're coming up on the big one, the FVP Knoxville Nationals. And I'm telling you, to me, this is stacking up very interesting because we have got, depending on, you can count 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 guys that have a dozen or more wins this year. Some of them are on hot streaks right now. We've got a lot of drivers performing at the top of their games headed to Knoxville.
Well, and this is the time of year to do that.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to look at a time of the season that you say, okay, I want to peak here,
right,
the week before the Knoxville Nationals is probably the time you want to do that and carry that momentum in.
Exactly. We've got Dale Blaney, who has won 5 in a row in the All-Star circuit. Had Dale on our Wing Nation weekend show presented by Hefter Racing Products.
Mm-hmm.
Dale feeling really good about Knoxville. Feels like in the past few years they've had some motor struggles there. He feels like they're buttoned up and ready to go to the big half mile. So you've got Blaney. You've got Danny Lasowski with the NSL and with racing in Knoxville. Danny has been in fuego, on fire has Lasowski, so he's been really good. Over in Pennsylvania, Danny Dietrich has been absolutely tearing it up. The last couple of weeks he's won. It seems like every time he climbs aboard the car, he's won, including beating the World of Outlaws.
And when you talk about a location in the country that's hard to be dominant at, it's Pennsylvania, and he has figured out how to do that at each track.
It's interesting because the other 2 guys that I have kind of on my list are also from the Keystone State. Greg Hodnett, while has cooled down a little bit, when you're sitting there with a dozen wins, you're having a pretty good season.
Not a bad one.
In Pennsylvania. And so Hodnett is kind of a little bit of a mystery here the last few weeks. And then we have that part-timer, Stevie Smith, who just dusted off the Outlaws the last time they were there. So we have got a bunch of full teams. And then when we look at what's going on in Knoxville, Justin Henderson, who we're going to talk to, is running so well. So we just can't imagine what this is going to be like. See, there's one other guy that's having a really good year. Who's?
Well, I mean, he didn't win last weekend, but they only had 1 race.
Well, and they got rained out over the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, Donnie Schatz,
that guy,
yeah.
that
Donnie
one
Schatz.
guy.
Exactly.
Who is leading the Knoxville Nationals poll from the media still. I don't see that changing.
No, I don't see that changing either. It is the 4th of 5 media polls, and that is on MRN.com right now. Interesting stuff. It really is, and maybe a little bit later on we'll get a chance to talk to it. Want to take a look, though, at Valco Racing Wheels results page. As we mentioned, the World of Outlaws rained out. Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour and the National Sprint League teamed up. It was the road to Knoxville. On the National Sprint League side, it was all the dude. Danny Lasowski winning them all, okay? On the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour side, Ian Madsen scored the win in the 360 ranks, and Jack Dover scored the victory. We mentioned Knoxville Raceway. Justin Henderson picked up the victory. King of the West Series, Tyler Walker scored the win. The UNOH All-Star Circuit of Champions, Dale Blaney swept 2 at Chillicothe, Ohio, at Atomic. 1 at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Blaney sitting at 5 straight. So those some of your big winners, of course, made by racers for racers, Valco Racing Wheels. You can catch them at VAHLCO. Kendra, great story from Fremont on Saturday night. Just love the family aspect of racing at Fremont and other tracks across the country. 19-year-old Tyler Gunn got his career first 410 race.
It's so great. When you get that first win, it's something you don't forget. And Kyle Larson actually tweeted today that today's the anniversary of his first ever. So when you remember it to the date, that's a big event.
Great story with Tyler. Well, it's great if you're mom. It's not so good if you're dad, okay? His father was not able to be at the track because he had knee surgery the day before. Okay, so his father missed it. His mother was not only at the track, not only in victory lane, but celebrating her baby's win on her birthday.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we have mom with a birthday present forever, and we've got dad sitting at home with his leg propped up, missing it.
Well, I hope there were good updates or something that Dad was following along with.
I'm sure there were, but that's a great story, and it just shows. And you know, Kendra, and one other theme this year, the theme that we just talked about. So many drivers performing at the top of their game. The other thing we've had this year, and we've seen it a lot in Ohio, a lot in Pennsylvania. I don't know, I've lost count, but we have had a ton of first-time winners, or a ton of guys that have stepped up and gone on, like Stuart Brubaker, who we had on last week, who have just kind of had their big blow-the-doors-off parties this year. So it's been a fascinating year. On one end, we've got the guys just clobbering wins, and on the other end, we've got newbies scoring wins. It's a great time to be in sprint car racing.
It is. I mean, and hearing these new names, I feel like this year on the show, we've gotten to interview a lot of new names, and that means that a lot of new guys are running well. So that's always fun to meet these new guys and see the depth of sprint car racing. And, you know, we've talked about before, when this guy leaves, there's so much talent in this sport that I think we're going to be okay.
Kendra, I don't know if we've told anybody about this. We might be breaking news here, but we're going to Knoxville.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we're going. You better pack your bags. Pack your bags.
Are you kidding? My bags have been packed. I am ready to go.
Mid-August last year, right?
Yes.
We're going to Knoxville, folks. We will be back here next Tuesday with a regular show. I think Ashley Stremme going to be sitting in because Kendra will have already been out of Knoxville. Okay, and then next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night, Saturday night, 4 nights, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. It will be Wing Nation live right behind the main grandstand, right next to the pork tenderloin stand, just down the midway from the Hawaiian chicken stand. There's a theme here. We will be there doing shows with all the top drivers, 6 o'clock every night. If you can't be in Knoxville, 7 o'clock Eastern time, the shows will air live on MRN.com. We cannot wait to get to Knoxville.
That's such a fun week. And it's funny because we've sat here and said, okay, who do we need to interview Wednesday night? But we always know there's going to be someone.
Yeah, who is it going to be?
That we don't have circled necessarily that's going to surprise everyone watching the races that week that we're going to have on the show and say, you are the dream story. Like you are the Cinderella story this week. Let's talk.
So who will be
and
Cinderella?
I love
who
having
will be the
story.
favorites? Who will struggle? It'll all play out. Really. And I'll be fascinated to watch this week with the 360 Nationals because that's going to be a great one as well. It'll be fun to see who kicks off a good start. Brownie, the defending winner of that race. So we'll see what happens with that. We need to step away because a guy that is fixing to be extremely busy, and he is hoping cashing checks and raising trophies. Justin Henderson joins us next.
Hi, I'm Dale Blaney, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Racers, that's who Valco wheels are. That's who they know, and racing is what they know. Valco Wheels Focus is oval track and grassroots racing, and understand racers need a quality wheel that fits your budget. With over 25 years experience, Valco Wheels produces the best product and give you face-to-face support and customer service at the track. Fast delivery, innovative products, problem solving. Find Valco Wheels at Valco.com on Twitter or Facebook, or call Valco Wheels at 609-758-7013. Valco Wheels.
The American Sprint Car Series returns for its 24th year. Over 150 events across national and regional schedules, 56 cities, 16 states, and some of the sport's best like Hererra, Swindell, Hafertepe, and Reitzel, along with the next generation of stars. See the full lineup of events at ASCSRacing.com. Get updates on Facebook and Twitter, and catch every Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour event live on RacingBoys.com.
I'm Rico Abreu, and now back to you, Wing Nation, and with Steve and Kendra.
Want to try that one more time?
Yeah. I'm Rico Abreu, and you're. Hold on. I'm Rico Abreu, and you're. God, I keep reading the top one. I'm Rico Abreu, now back to you. Now back to Wing Nation, Steve and Kendra. I'll do it again. I'm Rico Abreu, now back to Wing Nation with Steve and Kendra.
I think we're ready. Appreciate Rico doing that. Really, really cool. Great to have you along with us here, folks. Really, really neat show we've got for you. Later on the program, Johnny Hererra and Tyler Walker are going to join us. But right now, we are going to the Classic Ink and Screen Printing Hotline, and we're going to talk to our first guest. Picked up the 410 win at Knoxville on Saturday night. Fourth place finish, I believe it was, in the 360 race. He's one we're going to be watching. Justin Henderson joins us. Hello, Justin. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hi, Steve and Kendra. Thanks for having me on today.
All right, dude. It's getting closer and closer. The calendar just tipped over to August. How are you feeling? How what's your thoughts as you get ready to go racing over the next couple of weeks in the biggest races of the year?
I don't know. Basically, just trying not to think about it, going about my daily life the way it usually goes, and working with the business, painting parking lots, and staying busy as far as that goes every day, and then. Jess and I just bought a house, so we've been extremely busy moving our stuff in and doing all that stuff and trying to get the dog settled. So it's really just been trying not to think about it, just doing my regular deal and approaching it like a regular weekend.
Do you look at this season? I mean, we were talking about the media poll that everyone's doing every week, and you are listed to be top 4 every week so far. Do you pay attention to that stuff and what the media is saying or what the fans are projecting for the Nationals?
Actually, I don't. That's the first I've heard of it, to tell you the truth. I haven't seen a single poll, unless something were to pop up on my Twitter, and I don't follow that many people. I don't know why. I just don't follow a lot of people. I just I never see any of that stuff. I kind of keep it out of my view, and the people close to me tell me, I think, what I need to know because they pay attention to it. Otherwise, I'm just pretty much oblivious to it.
Justin Henderson joining us here. Justin, you mentioned moving into a new house, not paying attention on Twitter. Does that serve you well when you show up at the racetrack clear-headed, fresh, not wore out, not tired out? Does that serve you well as far as climbing aboard that race car and wheeling it?
I think so. That doesn't have anything to do with the job that I have at hand, so I don't really look at it. I guess it serves me as well as the history that we've seen from this year. I guess I haven't really done it on purpose. It's just kind of the way I am. I'm kind of low-key that way and don't really pay much attention. And like I say, the people around me that know that, they understand that, and they keep me abreast on the things that I need to know. But I guess it does work out pretty well because the more I'm kind of that way, the more I think about something, the more I obsess about it, the worse I actually get. It seems like the more effort I put into something, the worse I do. So it's got to be sort of just more so just natural, go and do it and not think about it.
Talk to us about your team. Your crew chief, Brian Sunby, is seen as a very intelligent crew chief in the world or the sprint car community. Talk to us about him and the leadership of your team and how this is all kind of meshing to have such a great season.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Brian is a very good team owner, team manager, crew chief, and the whole. He does everything. So I mean, for me to walk into that deal, I'm extremely lucky. He tells me what's going on and with the car and everything like that, but other than that, I don't see it at all during the week, and I show up and drive, which has been very good. He's been a very good coach for me as far as more so the psychological end of it. He doesn't really coach my driving. He's never driven a car, and he freely admits that he doesn't know what he's talking about as far as driving goes. But he does a really good job of, if he sees something that I can be doing different, kind of without bashing my confidence, changing me around enough to make the cars work a little bit better. But we've really just meshed well, and they're strong family values that they have there, and just overall work ethic, everything combines to make a really strong team.
Justin, it was funny. We were checking out of the studio. We have the program Slinging Dirt on. It's Ashley Stremme, Joe Deal's daughter, Ashley Deal, and David Stremme, her other half. She's the better half. So, but we have Ashley, and she said, yeah, I see you have Justin Henderson on. Man, that kid really wheeled the car when you spent time in Pennsylvania. And I say that as a backdrop, Justin. You had a great career going in Pennsylvania, and you made a decision based on family where you needed to move back home, back to up to the Dakotas where you're at now. Could you imagine it playing out, getting this ride any better leaving a great ride in Pennsylvania, a great situation, great stats, winning races in Pennsylvania? Could you imagine it 3 or 4 years later playing much better for you?
No, I really couldn't. And either scenario would have been just fine. I mean, my girl Jess is from Pennsylvania, so I moved her across the country, when I moved home to be with my parents. And then got into Buffalo Wild Wings deal. That deal ended pretty short. And then I got into the Rick Ferkel deal. I mean, really for me, I didn't know what was going to happen next. The future didn't look terribly bright. And stepping out of the Rick Ferkel ride about the time that I got into the Brian Sunby ride, able to just kind of keep rolling from ride to ride, that was really lucky. That was really fortunate. And that kind of happened, with Al Parker a little bit. He's a good friend of mine, and I've known him for a long time. And when this deal came up, he made me aware of it, more so just a messenger, that the ride was available. And then he made Brian aware that I was looking for a ride. All those things coming together. And then to be home here and be able to have my business and to be close to family and be able to have my mom. My mom is coming to the Knoxville Nationals and bringing my stepdad for the first time he's ever seen the Knoxville Nationals this year. So that kind of stuff is more important to me than anything. But the racing that we had in Pennsylvania, I really missed that too. So it's kind of a catch-22 either way. You get less racing here with more travel than we got in Pennsylvania, but I'm able to be around my family and run the business. I couldn't imagine a better scenario.
From a guy who's won races in Pennsylvania and a guy who's now won races at Knoxville, we compare those fields a lot as the two toughest places of competition on a weekly basis in the country. You've now competed in both. From your perspective, which one of those has been more difficult for you, or the one you're more proud of the success at?
That's a really good question. It's tough because when I went to Pennsylvania, there was a lot going on in my life. Without really getting into the whole thing, it'd be a really long story. But then basically I got divorced. I got out of South Dakota, took off for Pennsylvania, found a ride, rolled out of that one into another ride, was lucky enough to roll into another ride. It was just one thing after another. And without the help of really great friends and having my buddy Zeus along with me, I mean, that kind of stuff would have been extremely difficult to accomplish. So just to land a good ride in Pennsylvania, and then being the guy in charge of everything from the back of the trailer to the front of the truck of that ride in Pennsylvania and able to go out and win races with it, that really helped with my confidence. And there was an awful lot that went into that. I think that was probably the hardest thing for me. And then when I came back here and got into Brian's car, this has all been relatively easy. I mean, honestly, I don't deserve any of the accolades for this deal. I mean, I haven't done anything really here. So, I mean, that seems to have come way easier to me than any of the stuff in Pennsylvania did.
Justin, final question here. You picked up the win, the last 410 race before we go into it. As things evolve in Knoxville, as spring goes to summer and summer goes to August, does that factor in the setup that you used on Saturday night? Starting point, what does that mean going into these next 2 weeks?
Yeah, we've had really good cars. We've been doing the same thing every year, all year. We haven't really changed up our plan much. So, in last year, we kept the same car, the same motor going into the Knoxville Nationals that we had run all season. So that's the side of it that we come from. We don't want to put together a new car, a new motor, and go out there with unknown variables. I mean, Al Parker does a very good job of supplying us top shelf engines all year long, and we use that same motor come Nationals time. So I really don't think we're going to have any curveballs or any variables that we don't know going into this, and I'm very comfortable and confident with the packages that we have.
Well, you should be. Performance has been so strong, and we can't wait to see how it unfolds over the next couple of weeks. Justin, thanks for the time, and best fortune for you coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Well, thanks a lot, Steve and Kendra. Kendra, I'll see you at the Kick It for Cancer kickball game on Friday.
Yeah, I hope you have your 80s outfit arranged.
Oh, man, I'm going to find me some, Umbro shorts or something.
Yeah, or just cut off jean shorts, jorts. Those always work. In the 80s, they cut them really short, too. Just a tip.
No.
Just a tip. In the 80s, they were very short shorts.
No.
Yeah, we got to give this ladies something to look at.
Nobody. I'm with Justin on that one. No offense, Justin. You're a handsome man, but we don't need to see it.
Yeah, from the kneecaps up, it's pretty ghostly white. Nobody needs to see that.
But thank you for playing. We do really appreciate your support.
No problem. We'll be there. Thank you.
You got it.
Right.
Thanks for your time, Justin. That's great. Justin Henderson joining us here.
I mean, it's really impressive to hear him talk about, those 2 times in my life were so different. And the roles I played in the teams were so different, but both were successful. I mean, if you look at that, and, I kind of forgot that he raced in Pennsylvania until you just mentioned that.
Yeah.
But you think about it, this is a guy who's won in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Winning now in Knoxville. When we say this is the toughest weekly field Knoxville's ever seen.
He's beat them all.
He's got to be a front runner to run well next Saturday night. I mean, this is a guy that could he possibly earn the title as the most underrated driver right now in the country.
It's tough to say. He's underrated, but he's 4th in the media poll.
He is 4th, but you'll never hear someone say, who is going to win Knoxville?
Yeah, but behind Schatz, Lasowski, and Stewart, which, it's great. And that's the beauty of those things. Great debate.
Yeah.
Here's the other beauty is, in 12 days, we'll know the answer.
We'll
know the answer. Exactly. So, hey, we appreciate Justin joining us on the Classic Ink and Screen Printing Hotline. You can find more information at classicinkusa.com. Oh, hooray for Hollywood. Johnny Hererra joins us next.
This is Winged Nation on MRN.com. Steve and Kendra will be right back.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Your destination for sprint car history. Check out the Salute to Champion Doug Wolfgang exhibit featuring 5 of Doug's sprint cars, all 5 of his winning Knoxville Nationals trophies, as well as helmets, uniforms, and other Wolfgang memorabilia. Also check out Damian Gardner's world's fastest sprint car that the Demon drove at 211 miles per hour at Bonneville. Open 7 days a week all year in the sprint car capital of the world, Knoxville, Iowa. The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum.
Hi, this is NASCAR Live's Eli Gold. For over 30 years, you've been asking questions to your favorite drivers every Tuesday night. Well, you don't have to wait for Tuesday any longer. Call Motor Racing Network's brand new fan hotline at 844-4ASK-MRN to leave a question or comment for your favorites.
The NFL plays regular season games at Wembley in London. So what are your thoughts about how NASCAR could expand internationally?
Be a part of the voice of NASCAR. Call 844-4ASK-MRN.
You're listening to Winged Nation on MRN.com. Talking more dirt, here's Steve and Kendra.
Thank you for joining us. Hey, want to make a note. Those of you following along, for whatever reason, our Twitter machine is broke right now. Okay, so if you're sending us notes and if you're sending us things, first off, Kendra's vapor locking over here.
I am. I'm like,
she is a Twitterholic. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's something people smarter than me know what they're doing or don't know what they're doing. Maybe that's the case. It's not working. So if you're sending us notes, thank you. We love that you're sending us notes. We're not ignoring you. We just can't get to those notes. So with that all being said, we can't wait now because I'm telling you, the 360 Nationals is this week. Okay, here's how the season started out. The 360s, Aaron Reitzel comes in, winning winter heat. We go, he wins an early 360 race with the Lucas Oil ASCS race, and we crown him king of the 360 world. Okay, that's the nature of how we do things.
Yeah. Whoever's hot right then
hot
is
right
who
then
we
and
talk
there.
about.
Exactly. Crowned king of the world. Well, somewhere along the way, Johnny Hollio at Hererra says, all right, wait, time out. I've got a little to say about this. And this guy has put together a great season along the way. Second in the Lucas Oil ASCS points. Joins us now. Hey, Johnny, welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Dude, you got that car rolling here over the last month and a half or so. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, we just got to work real hard at it. Got to give a big, shout out to the guys that helped me. Chris Stivers from back around, I picked him up to go out to the West Coast swing, and we hit it off really well. We've been just running really well and being consistent, and then have a little another guy in my back pocket. If anybody doesn't know who it is Jimmy Jones. Been bouncing some things off of him, and he's kind of been helping me a little bit. So those two things together, and us just running good. And actually, when you run good and your confidence good, the world there's no limit to it.
Talk to us about the 360 season so far. How is the ASCS doing? How are the races? Like Steve said, you guys had a lot of rainouts early in the season, but it seems like things have picked up now.
Well, yeah, I think this race schedule had 45 of the national races, and we lost probably 10 of those early in the year. But since we've since it was turned hot and we went out west, we've been running pretty much every week, and we pretty much run pretty hard now until the end of August, and then we have a little time off. But of course, we want more races, but at the same time,
I believe we've lost Johnny.
No, there he is.
What's that?
There he is. He's
We
back.
lost you for a second, but keep going. Since we lost you for a second on cell service or something, but we're good now.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. So anyway, that being said, we just look forward to trying to close out the season and on a good note and try to capitalize and win the races we need to and get in position to win that points battle. We've done this, been second twice in this series. I think this is my 5th year running the ASCS National Tour. I run second in the points twice and fourth twice. So here we are sitting second again.
Sitting second and rolling very, very well. That's for sure. Johnny Hererra joining us here on the program. Johnny, this week it's the Arnold Supply 360 Nationals at Knoxville. How do you feel about your program? What you're looking forward to this weekend with the big one there?
I actually feel really good. Actually, I really feel good about the next 2 weeks. Like I said, I've got got a little extra help. Some guys behind the scenes helping me, and then we ran last Saturday there. We went out really late to qualify. We ended up qualifying 16th to won our heat race. Started 14th, went, there were 18-lap features there during the week. I think we started 18th and ran ourselves up to 5th without a caution, and it was right there with the leader. So we actually had to run them down and catch them. So feel really, really good. I don't think I've felt this good at Knoxville in the last 4 or 5 years. And I think if my 360 rolls that good, I think even when it comes to the 410 Nationals, we can probably be just as good. At least we can say we might be in the hunt this year.
So is it the same team that does the 360 and 410 Nationals? You just throw a different engine in there?
Yeah, these cars are so close to the same thing. I mean, yes, but I have another car that I will run. I've already got 2 cars in my trailer, and I've already run a couple of outlaw races this year, Devil's Bowl and Salina, one of outlaw races. So I'll bring that car down, put my 410 in it, and we'll run at the 410 Nationals. But those cars are so close from the 360 to the 410s. I mean, as far as the components on the race car, they're pretty much the same. You pretty much just take the motors out of the things, and you can go either way.
Johnny, you talk about some of your crew guys, and you mentioned something in your hip pocket, and I'm amazed by this sport because you've been doing this a while. These guys have been around for a while. How do you guys stay sharp on finding what's new? I mean, I don't know if I explained the question right, but it's like, wait a minute, if Johnny Hererra doesn't know it, nobody knows it, but yet you keep learning with it.
Yeah, well, you know what happens? You've done this for so long, and you get what I want to say blinders. You have a comfort zone, and you like to stay in that window, and you like to just do that because you know it works, and you know it's pretty consistent. But sometimes you need to step out of that box and reach out there and grab another idea and put it into your program, and I'll be darned if it don't work. And the funny thing is, some of the things I'm doing now is stuff that we did 30 years ago. I can remember doing it with my dad racing. When I first started racing is the way I'm doing some of the things here in the last month, and it's working.
Well, we hear all the time that sometimes you overthink things and you just have to go back to basics.
Well, I'm the world's worst at that. I mean, that's the world's worst. Like I said, I have a comfort zone, and I like to stay with it, and I just do it. And I am my worst own enemy. I mean, I do most of all my life. I've had good crew chiefs and drove for guys with good crew chiefs, but for the most part, I have been my own crew chief for a lot of my career. Done my own setups and made my own decisions. And yeah, has that hurt me in sometimes? Yes, it has. But other times it's opened my eyes to venture out there. And like I said, we ventured out there here in the last month or so, and really, really got our program rolling really good right now. Like I said, I'm really probably more excited than I've been in 5 or 6 years about going to the Nationals and being competitive, not even having a chance to win the 360s, but putting ourselves in a good position for the 410.
Wow, that's exciting. I get chill bumps.
That's just how I feel about it. I really feel good about it, So that being said, hopefully we can live up to those expectations that I have set out for myself.
Johnny, you've been doing this for a while here, and you know the highs and the lows of this sport. You've seen it all as far as that goes. What does it mean to you? Do you appreciate at this stage in your career with all of the highs, going to Knoxville knowing you don't have a snowball's chance, what does it mean to you to be at this spot where you're riding this wave?
You know what? Like I said, it's exciting. I said, so I've done this is my 30th year doing this. Like I said, I've had highs and lows, and you work through them all, and when you're high, you got to run with it, or when you have that momentum, what you call the big mo, you got to ride that wave with it, and that's what we're doing right now. I'm just, like I said, I just really looking forward to the next 2 weeks. Like I said, I just want to have a good show. A lot of things fall in place as well. I mean, you got to draw good, put yourself in good positions, and so far we've done that last month. You make a lot of your own luck, and so far we've been doing that as well.
Johnny, you just mentioned you've been racing for 30 years. Doing the ASCS Tour is about half the scheduled races of the World of Outlaws Tour, which you have ran in the past. What do you do now with this excessive amount of free time? What do you do during the week?
I really enjoy it. I enjoy family life, put it that way. I mean, I did the outlaw thing for 20 years, 18, 20 years, and I loved it. But I was young, and I was excited, and I still love racing, don't get me wrong, but I would not want to run 100 races a year. I'm perfectly content running 50, 60 races a year and still having somewhat of a home life. Enjoy it, don't want to change it, and won't change it. And being my own car owner this year has trying to be my own car owner with a lot of good sponsors and a lot of good support from a lot of other people, it just made it that much more enjoyable for me.
That is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I was thinking about that. Your first year putting it all back together under your own watch has been really, really cool, and then to see it work, it's great.
The Big Mo.
The Big Mo, baby.
I've not heard that before, but I'm going to start using that. He's riding the Big Mo. That's so great.
I'll tell you what, I can't imagine just the general sentiment. There are race car drivers that people love and guys that they hate and people that are here and people that are there, people from this part of the country, people that part of the country. Johnny Hererra wheels it into victory lane at Knoxville sometime along the way. I think everyone in the joint is going to say, that's pretty stinking cool.
It is cool.
That's pretty stinking
really cool.
Those guys, it's universally respected
Yes.
and liked along the way. Hey, Johnny Hererra going to be racing out there in front of the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, which is right in turn number 2 at Knoxville. They have the Expand the Dream program. You can find out more information at sprintcarhof.com. And folks, if you're going to Knoxville, stop in, get a schedule because they are just busy. Right, absolutely.
Of the effective periscoping on racing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Birthdays along the way. Leon Chern's birthday was Sunday. Angelo Howard. Kenny Irwin Jr. We tragically lost Kenny. Just one of our favorites. Wayne Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne,
he's playing in the kickball game, too.
Is he really?
Yeah, this is a guy who's prone to injuries. So my fingers are crossed. It's kickball.
Wayne Johnson is playing it.
Yes,
I hope no one crosses him up and the racing boys stick a microphone in front of him because he'll cuss a man out on the racing boys.
Maybe we need to put a mic on him.
That's the thing. When something happens and Wayne Johnson wrecks or has a problem.
Is it a Jack Hewitt moment?
It's not quite Jack Hewitt, but it's why. And Scotty over there with the racing boys, he just sticks the mic in there. And I'll tell you what, I have sat in more hotel rooms just laughing at Wayne Johnson because, and it's not a bad thing. It's a respect his passion. Okay, when he feels like he's done wrong and you ask him about it, he'll tell you. And that's the thing. I just really enjoy hanging out with him. Saturday's birthday, Terry Gray. I actually saw Terry race a couple of weeks ago. He's a USCS guy.
Race.
Yeah, exactly. Tony Bruce Jr. And Billy Baylog, who also, by the way, is having a pretty good season considering the jump that he's made to this NSL. That's done two things. That has improved his game greatly. He's running top 10 at Knoxville, seems like every week, running really, really well. And then that's just blown up the IRA because everyone's on top of their game there. So, really,
and you know
really
whose
cool.
birthday's today?
Whose is today?
Today is Jeff Gordon's birthday.
Jeff Gordon's birthday.
Joining us next week at the Knoxville Nationals.
I know.
So very cool. Happy birthday to him.
Absolutely. So that is fantastic. So again, the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, sprintcarhof.com. While we're also talking about the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Saturday night I was at Sealands Grove Speedway in Pennsylvania. just really enjoy going to Selinsgrove. Was there for the Kramer Cup. Kramer Williamson tragically lost his life a couple of years back at Lincoln. He is a member of the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. It was a race in honor of Kramer. Had weather, and I didn't, unfortunately, timing and driving distance and crew calls, I didn't get to see the race. Robbie Stillwagon won it. But what they did was so cool because they had a celebration at one end of town in Selinsgrove, at Selinsgrove Ford, who sponsored the big night. They had somewhere in the vicinity of 70 race cars. And Kendra, at 4 o'clock, the dealership is here on one end of town. On the other end of town is Selinsgrove Speedway. It's Market Street that's in the middle, and there's all these little shops and businesses and everything. You know what they did? They didn't load them back on the haulers and wheel them down. They just fired them up in the parking lot and room right down Main Street.
That's cool.
Or right down Market Street, which is the main drag of town.
Yeah.
Exactly, and drove them right to the Speedway and then got going. And
I
just
love that. We need more like parades and
and
tailgates.
things like that.
That would be fun.
Make people going through their normal life say, what is that?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's just really, really great. The atmosphere was good. They had 33 360 sprint cars there. I know car count has been something Selinsgrove, with their move to 360, has had a challenge with. There was no challenges on Saturday night. It looks like they're really going well. The only thing missing is Charlie's Chili. Charlie Page, the promoter there, it's his last season. It was my last dip into the chili pot, and they were out by the time I made it there because we were in a rain delay, and what's better than a rain delay than chili? I got talking, unfortunately. Imagine that.
I'm shocked.
We need to step away. When we come back, we will talk to the winner of Saturday night's King of the West race. Tyler Walker joins us next.
Hi, I'm Craig Kinzer, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
Already dreading the thought of the off-season and winter? Head down under with Down Under Racing Tours. Don't be stuck in the cold and snow when you could experience the best sprint car racing in Australia, such as the Classic, World Series Speedway, King's Challenge, President's Cup, and the Australian title with Down Under Racing Tours. Owned and operated by an Australian who knows racing down under. Visit DownUnderRacingTours.com or call 717-364-2576. Down Under Racing Tours for a racing experience of a lifetime.
I'm Stevie Smith, now back to Wing Nation and Steve and Kendra.
Welcome back, everyone. We are having a great time, and that's what we love about sprint car racing. From coast to coast, the boys and girls are out there mixing it up, and all kinds of great things happening along the way. Joining us now, picked up the win at Stockton on Saturday night in the King of the West series. Tyler Walker joins us. Hello, Tyler. Welcome to Wing Nation.
Hello. Thank you very much. Pleasure, and I'm very excited, so thank you for having me on.
Well, congratulations on that win, Tyler, and we're going to talk about that win. I've got there's this huge elephant in the room, and so I want just a couple of questions about some stuff that has happened along the way, and then we want to talk racing because that's what we do here on Wing Nation, but we do owe it to our listeners and sprint car fans to just touch base with you about obviously what's been going on. And Tyler, over the course of the last few years, obviously there's been a lot happening in your life and a lot of different things going on as far as your life goes, and critics of you, including this show. Honestly, we've been critical of some of the things that have gone on. Tyler, what do you say to critics as you're making your return here to racing?
I just want to thank all my fans and supporters that have shown me nothing but love and support because I definitely went through some trials and tribulations and some experiences that I wish upon nobody even ever have to go through some of the things I've been through. But all I can do is focus on today and doing what I know that keeps me healthy and keep surrounding myself with people that are good people to support me because what happened was it was I never had experienced depression. I never had experienced a lot of the things that I had to go through to get to where I'm at today. So but now I'm at the best place I've been in my whole life, and I'm excited I get to work with my family we were making air filters for sprint cars. We designed a new filter for the sprint cars that we had on Saturday night, and I think Steve Kinser's running it, Sammy Swindell, Paul McMahon. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. I get to be around my family, which I miss severely because in my racing career I've been I've been on my own basically. So you say from state to state to state to house to house to house, whatever, kind of without my family. So it's nice to be able to. I get to have the best of both worlds. I get to enjoy my passion, which is dirt sprint car or just sprint car racing and open wheel racing, and then I also get to be involved with my family business, which is designing new air filters and making better technology for the fellow racers, hopefully at that people can afford, and everybody's going to like our new stuff. It's really awesome, so I'm excited.
And finally, and one more of these questions that nobody likes to ask, Tyler, and then because I want to talk about the win. It was a spectacular win, and I do appreciate you answering these, and I know fans across the country appreciate listening and hearing you. As far as going forward, there are going to be questions. You know that. I'm not telling you anymore anything you don't know. How are you handling the accountability and going forward with this so that somewhere down the road we talk about the great wins and everything, and there's this portion of your life is a little asterisk along the way. How do you handle that accountability going forward?
I just stay focused on now and keep my gratitude for everything that keeps getting better and better, and realizing it's kind of like there's a saying, when you walk 5 miles into the forest, you've got to walk 5 miles out of the forest. So I just have to I had to realize that what I'm going through is it's just the repercussions of walking that far into the forest. So I'm just on my way out. I just haven't made it all the way out yet, but I see the light, and I know I'm almost there. All this stuff it's just for now. Time flies. The years have gone by quicker than I could. Everybody who's at my age or older or even younger realizes how fast time does fly. Because I can tell you, 10 years ago, I thought, I got all this time, and we have a lot of time, and I don't ever feel like I'm out of time, but I do realize now how important time is, and how I need to utilize all my time as much as I possibly can, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow, and we don't know how much time we really do have here. So I'm just gonna keep staying around my good, strong supporters, and now I've got reasons to wake up. For what happened with me before was I'll just give you everybody who's wondering a kind of a quick breakdown. We had won the King's Royal, and then 2 weeks later we're getting ready to go to Knoxville, and really God, Creator, whatever you want to say, saved my life once again, because I tried to race like 3 races and I couldn't see anything. I had such bad vertigo. I was falling over in my motorhome, and I had no idea what it was from. It wasn't from drinking. It wasn't from anything like along that. It was just I would just stand up. I almost drowned in a 3-foot hotel pool, and I'm a dolphin. I can swim in 10 foot. I can surf 10-foot waves. I'm a very strong swimmer, and when I was swimming in the pool, I was under the water, and I looked up, and I couldn't see the earth started spinning so much that I didn't know where the top of the pool was, because it was spinning, so I didn't know how to get out of the water. Luckily, I was in the pool frantic, just flailing my arms, like trying to find the top of the water, and I felt a little bit of air on my finger, and that's how I knew where the top was. So when I felt that air on my finger, I got out of the pool, and it was at a hotel, and everyone's going, what are you doing? I was like, I almost drowned. I couldn't get out of the pool, so make a long story short. So then after that, I come home. The doctors tell me, you can't race. You take another hit to your head, you're gonna die. And so I was like, it was a huge hit for me. I spent my whole life racing. That's what I do. That's what I love. And so then to hear that, I went to like, well, okay, what am I gonna do now? Like that, and that kind of I didn't choose the best roads. So I shouldn't have made those wrong decisions on the wrong people, and I isolated myself from the good supporters and my family and everybody that really cares about me, and I kind of just turned into a recluse and was depressed. And I never suffered from depression before. I didn't even know really what it was, but I really got down on myself, and I had no self-esteem, and I didn't feel good about myself, and I just was kind of a lost soul, and I didn't have any really reason to wake up. I didn't know why I was waking up for, and so basically now, I have a lot of things to wake up for, and I have a lot of people that I know care about me and love me, and I care about and love as well. So I just I owe it to all them and myself to do the most I can with my God-given talent and my abilities, because I'm blessed and I know that, and I want to capitalize on that now. So with that, I hope everyone has a little better understanding of what kind of happened to me, or what I went through, and it was just kind of a domino effect from there, But that's just a long story short.
Tyler, believe me, when you hit 50, you think it flies now. Dude, hang on, because it is really amazing. Thank you for taking the time and answering those questions.
No problem, man. I appreciate your support and having me on, and hopefully, the critics will kind of hopefully it'll sway them towards being a little more open-minded and understanding towards my situation.
Well, let's talk about that win on Saturday night, because, as far as hushing critics on your driving talent, I think you did that right away. The first time you got back in the car, you were very fast, and it didn't take long before you got back to victory lane. So tell us about that win on Saturday.
Oh, man, it was awesome. I remember my first day back, I was nervous. I had the butterflies. I was like, oh, man, I hope I do a good job, and I hope I can. I was nervous. I didn't know how I was going to be in the car, and they asked me, how long is it going to take you? And I said, a lap. I was joking, I was just kidding. I thought, and so in practice, it was kind of funny. The first lap, I was kind of sideways and slipping and sliding, and then the second lap, we were the quickest in hot laps. So it did take a lap, but it was the win was 2 weeks ago at Watsonville. We were leading, and we had it to the last lap, and Kyle Hurst got us on the last lap. I was being a little cautious, and I've just really been trying to be smart, especially with what the doctors have told me and stuff like that. I've tried to kind of have a different outlook on my racing, and I've had to I got to kind of say, okay, I don't really need to take this chance, and it actually seems to be a little bit better for me, because I kind of I don't know, I think our consistency has been really phenomenal. We've had 3 seconds, 2/3, pretty much all top threes, except for 2 races or 3 races that we've had some bad luck. But I just got to thank Lee Lindgren and Richie Rich for this opportunity with the car, and then also my dad, Walker Engineering. Our new filters are super exciting, and I can't wait to you know what, it's really awesome for me, because I get to talk to all my old friends. I felt like, I know it may sound stupid or people don't understand, but I felt embarrassed, and I felt shy, or I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And this kind of with the business and then the racing, it's forced me right back into talking with everybody and realizing, wow, man, I zone, or I don't know, I blocked out how many friends I really do have and how many people I care about. I love a lot of people, and so this is just, it's almost like I went from into a different, I don't know how to say it, within a couple of weeks, it's my whole life just did a 180 kind of, and was okay, now I feel like I'm Tyler again, because I didn't know, it was I lost myself, and to have everybody back in my life, and to be excited about waking up, and excited, and not even being able to fall asleep, because you're thinking about new ideas on new products and stuff, and Kendra, just to hear your voice even too is it makes me smile. So thank you, and I hope you know, I really do. I appreciate our friendship, and we've been friends a long time. And I don't know if I'll tell a funny story, because Kendra, when I went to Ohio, my first time in Ohio, I was at Kendra's house, and they have horses, and I'd never been on a horse. So Kendra goes, oh, you want to ride a horse? I go, yeah, I've never been on a horse, So she's like, okay, you can ride that one, And so we're getting ready to get on the horse, and Kenny comes riding up on his motorcycle, and he's like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, I'm gonna ride your horse, And he's like, the hell you are! That horse isn't broken.
She tried to kill you.
I forgot about that.
She tried to kill you. How about that?
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. We introduced Tyler to a lot of new things in Amish country. It's a little different than
great.
California.
Yeah,
a lot different.
Tyler, I appreciate you spending some time with us here on the program. Congratulations on the win. We'll be following along throughout the season. Congratulations on your good health. We certainly wish you that as you go forward. But like I said, more important than that, thank you for coming on and sharing a little bit of your story with us here on Wing Nation. We appreciate it very, very much.
I do too. So thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you and talking to you again.
That's great. That's Tyler Walker joining us here on the program. Picked up the win at Stockton on Saturday night in the King of the West series. So great stuff. Great to catch up with Tyler and see what's going on in his world. We need to step away because I don't know if we've mentioned this or not, but we're going to Knoxville. You're going a little sooner than I am. The countdown is on, so stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is Tony Stewart. Kendra and Steve will be right back with more Wing Nation here on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
The new standard in race car screen printing and embroidery, Classic Ink USA. Full custom race car track swag apparel, quality customer service, and the industry's finest graphic designers, assuring quick turnaround and the highest customer satisfaction. See the latest designs at ClassicInkUSA.com, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, or call us 724-482-6224. Serving racers and their teams, all divisions, all over the world. Classic Ink USA, at the track and on your back.
Hi, I'm NASCAR driver Jeff Gordon. Did you know that 43 children are diagnosed with cancer each and every day? That more children die from cancer than any other disease. Athletes of all ages are dedicating their stats to change these stats, and you can too. Visit JeffGordonChildren'sFoundation.org to become a Kick It champion. No matter what your sport, you can use your points, laps, or goals to change the odds for kids with cancer. Make your stats really count. Become a Kick It champion.
You're listening to Winged Nation on MRN.com. Now here's Steve and Kendra.
We are having an absolute blast here. Thanks for joining us on the program. Kendra, it is time for our Kick It Driver of the Week. What do we have?
And this is a great one you actually sent to me because sometimes I miss some of this stuff, so I'm glad we keep each other in check sometimes. Yeah. But this is a 305 driver named Cody Bova, and Cody races in western Pennsylvania, so right around Mercer, Lernerville area. And on July 18th, Mercer actually had the American Cancer Society Race for a Cure night. Right. And Cody won that race. It was his 5th 305 win of the year. And in Victory Lane, you know, it's a touching night anyway because it's racing for a cause, which I love that the sprint car community is getting more involved in that. But Cody, it touched home for him, and he dedicated his win to his mother, Sherry, who is a 12-year breast cancer survivor. So big night for him and his family, who's been touched by cancer, unfortunately, to take a win on the night that's all about cancer survivors and fighting so more people don't have to suffer the way his mother did. So very cool win. So there for our Kick It Driver of the Week is 305 racer Cody Bova.
Man, that is great. I'll tell you what, those stories, they just never, cancer gets old. Dealing with cancer gets old, but the stories of overcoming cancer never get old, and then the celebrations at those milestones in life. So congratulations to Cody on that. Need to let you know, one of our great sponsors here is Hercules Tires. Greg Wilson's next appearance, he's going to Knoxville, too. Next week, Greg will be.
Everyone's going. If you're not going to Knoxville, you're missing out.
Absolutely. It is going to be big, that's for sure. But now, before Knoxville, there's still some racing.
Oh, what?
Well, I mean, there's racing in Knoxville.
What? Is it racing that we're paying? Oh, wait, what?
Exactly. This week at Knoxville, it's the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour presented by MAV TV American Reel, the Arnold Supply 360 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. That is just going to be huge. Can't wait to see where that is.
I am pumped about it. And this is the first year that I get to see first ever year that I get to see the 360 Nationals finale.
So exciting.
Very pumped up. Thanks to my buddy Bob Baker.
Yes.
Sneaking me into the Hall of Fame to watch.
So you got a good seat, too.
I do. I spent enough time in the pits during the 410 Nationals. So the 360 Nationals, I'm going to chill with a little wine in my hand, maybe.
Really?
Maybe.
I don't want to hear any whining.
Me and Kim and Kenny. We're just going to chill out for a night, a little family night.
So basically, I'll be at a hotel in somewhere in upstate New York cussing you out. Just I'm letting you know in advance.
I'll tweet my seat.
Yeah, and I'll tweet the picture of my inside of my hotel room. Yes, exactly. World of Outlaws, they're at Federated Auto Parts in Peevely Friday and Saturday night. This is another one of the big ones, the month of money, the Ironman 55. That's one of my bucket list races, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Really great racetrack.
I know. Peevely's fantastic.
Very good stuff.
Knoxville, of course, has the Arnold Motor Supply 360 Nationals. Sunday night, it's the Capitani Classic. And then Monday night, T-Max show.
Oh, by the way, I'll also be there.
I know. Yes. Oh, I almost cussed you out right there. I almost
It's such a good
reaction.
night.
Exactly.
I'm so excited for the next 7 days. I've been trying to catch up on sleep.
Yeah, exactly. So Terry McCarl's event, it is at Oskaloosa, and Terry joins us this week on MAV TV.
And I'll tell you, there's never a dull moment when you
Never
talk to Terry
a dull
McCarl.
moment with Terry.
He is so funny.
Here's what he did, and we're going to find out about this on MAV TV. He ordered in 6,000 sets of beads, so I think he's got arts and crafts for the kids.
Oh, is that what those beads
Terry's
are
got
for,
rings of beads, and he's going to have an arts and craft table for the kids, I think.
Steve,
so you have to tune in to confirm that.
Never been to the front row
How about this,
challenge.
Kendra? Can you go win me and bring me some beads back?
Maybe. It depends on what I got to do to get those beads, Steve. But I have a feeling that no matter what it is, I'll have some beads for you.
Bring me some beads. However, whatever you need to do. If you have to go to that kid's table and ask, go get some beads for me.
I will try to go to the arts and crafts table in the infield.
Kendra is always, that's exactly, always.
I will do that for you.
It is going to be great. It really is.
Terry, if you need some super glue or string, whatever you're doing for that beads,
for the
let
arts
us
and
know.
crafts, exactly.
We'll help you out with that.
And if you're out there and you see Kendra,
give me some beads.
Give her some beads. Say, hey, they're for the postman. So trying to help you out here, folks. Trying to help you out here, guys. So it is a big week. Folks, if we're rattling off here at 8 zillion miles per hour is because we're rattling off at 8 zillion miles per hour because we're going to Knoxville. I mean, this is just the mecca of motorsports, and it is really, really cool. And Kendra, talking about the MAV TV deal, we've got a really cool show scheduled for the week of the Nationals. We're going to go back 25 years, and I'm already studying notes.
One of the most historic
We're going to sit down and chat with Bobby Allen. So great shows on MAV TV, Saturday morning, 9:30, 12:30. Hope you're enjoying those. We're having a blast putting those together. Coming up later this week, it's Wing Nation Weekend presented by Hefner Racing Products. And with that, let's see. We did that. I think we got everything covered here, Kendra.
I think, Steve, the next time I see you,
we'll be in Knoxville.
Iowa.
Yes, exactly.
You can't wipe this grin off.
I know, she's all fired
This
up.
has actually been a really hard week because I'm like, God, I just want to go now. I just want to leave.
Folks, it is amazing. It really is. As the newbie going to Knoxville, I just can't put into words. I don't have the years and years of history that Kendra does. I'm telling you what, I'm 3 years into this thing, and it's been a lifetime of memories in 3 years. So it is.
And you're coming to the go-kart race with us Wednesday, right?
I'll be at the go-kart race on Wednesday.
Great,
go-kart
good
race
stuff.
Wednesday. Of course, the Wing Nation show. I'm doing something at the church there across the street.
Yep,
We're doing
with
some
our
stuff
buddy
there
Judd.
with our buddy Judd. So, I mean, it's just. And folks, there's food there, too, so I'll be checking that out.
We'll tweet those pictures,
Absolutely. Thanks to Justin Henderson for joining us. Thanks to Hollywood, Johnny Herrera. Special thanks to Tyler Walker for joining us as well here on the program. But more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation.
You've been listening to the nation's premier winged sprint car radio program, Winged Nation. Tune in next Tuesday at noon for more talk from the dirt tracks. Winged Nation is also available on demand in the MRN.com Media Center or download from iTunes or Stitcher. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.